guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be what I eat in a day on the Slimming World plan. I'm also going to be sharing something new that I've changed in my diet recently, which has really helped me on my weight loss journey. So if you have been struggling like I have been, keep on watching and this tip should really help you. So let's get straight into breakfast. This is this morning's breakfast. So I had a super high protein bowl, so homemade granola with 40 grams of oats, your healthy extra B, scoop of protein powder, 2 sins, 1 egg which is protein, and probably about 50 milliliters of skimmed milk, raspberries which are a speed food. I've replaced yogurt with quark because that's high in protein, so yeah, that's free in protein. So just 2 sins and your healthy extra B for this morning's breakfast. So this morning I have been out and about. We've been to a stay and play with the kids. We had croissants there. I resisted. We then went to, we've got a little bakery just opened in our village, so we went and had a look there, and Henry had a Oreo brownie. And I resisted. And the cakes, look, they had like cakes and they had like croissants with cheese and ham in and lots of different things. And I didn't get anything. I had a coffee though, but that was it. So really proud of myself today. I've come back really hungry. So all I've had since being back is I've had a slice of ham, which is free in protein, so just nibbling on that while I'm cooking dinner. I was going to have some tuna pasta salad, but for some reason I can't find any pasta, which is very strange because I always have pasta in. So I've got something similar, but I'll show you when it's done. So this is what I've got for lunch today. So I was going to mix tuna in with it, really like the sound of it, but then realised I haven't got any tuna either, so not doing very well today. So we've got the pasta and sauce, which is half a sin. I've actually shared this with Henry, so, but I'm still going to obviously class it as half a sin, made with water and 100 milliliters of semi-skimmed milk as part of my healthy extra A. So you can have 250 milliliters of semi-skimmed milk. I've got ham, which is free in protein, cucumbers and onions, which are a speed food. So just half a sin for today's dinner. I'm just having a snack now. Just ignore all the mess in the background. I've not cleaned up after dinner yet. So a measly bit of watermelon, because I think it was like 3 bits, because Henry ate his and then looked at mine and thought, want some of yours as well? So, you know, let's give most of mine away. So I've got a couple of bits of watermelon which are free and speed. Dinner really did hit the spot. I was so hungry and it was lovely. I've not had those pasta and sauces in ages. They're so worth half a sin. They are really nice. So yeah, Harper's still eating her dinner now. Henry's just having some fruit, and then I'm going to try and put Harper to a nap and start thinking about what we're going to have for tea tonight. Is dinner for tonight, so it's sort of like a spaghetti carbonara. So pasta is free. I put quark in there. There will be a breakdown of everything that I had while I was making it. So I've got quark in there, which is free in protein. I've got the lighter soft cheese, which in total I think there was around about 4 sins worth, and it's probably made about 6 portions. So So I'm just going to count 2 sins for that, but it's probably even less than that because you should see how much I've got left over. And then 15 grams of cheese just sprinkled on the top with some pepper. So yeah, around about 2 sins for today's dinner. So I'm actually going to finish the day off with the Asda light hot chocolate, which is 2 sins. And then the wagon wheel, jam wagon wheel. My phone's upstairs, so I haven't checked the sins on this, so I'll pop it on the screen now. And then I'll see you in the next clip. I thought that was it with food today, but the boys have decided they're a bit hungry. It's later on in the evening. It's not that late, it's 6:30. So the boys are having some toast. I'm just doing that for them now. So instead of me getting tempted with white buttery toast, I have just made myself this. So I mixed a lemon yogurt with some quark, and I've still got quite a bit of it left actually, but I'm still going to class it as half a sin, and mixed it all together in there. So I'll use the rest of that with some fruit tomorrow, and then just raspberries. So this has got some protein in it, so yeah, it's gonna hopefully tide me over for the rest of the evening. So just half a sin for my snack instead of eating lovely buttery toast. So let's have a recap on the day's food, and then finally, as promised, I will let you know what I've changed in my diet, which has made a huge difference to my weight loss journey over the last couple of weeks. So firstly, let's talk about the food. So breakfast was delicious. It's going to be perfect for like a meal prep breakfast. So if you are in a rush, you can literally make this up. You could also put it in like a little nice glass jar with the granola, the yogurt, the fruit. Perfect. It's something a little bit different from overnight oats. If you want something with a bit of crunch to it, then it's going to be perfect. So actually I would probably put the granola on the top, not the bottom, otherwise it might get a little bit soggy. My lunch was the pasta and sauce, which I've not had in ages, and it was really nice. So that was half a sin. And then for dinner in the evening, I think it was around about 3 sins. I'll pop it on the screen how many it was. I think it was 3 sins. So for my evening snacks, I had a wagon wheel, which I was surprised that it was 8 sins. Yeah, very high for a snack, but I had that with a hot chocolate, so that was 10 sins. It took me to my maximum of 15 sins, which is absolutely fine because I felt satisfied all day. So that is what matters. So yeah, really happy with the food that I've had. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I have changed something recently in my diet, which has had a big impact on my weight loss journey. So recently I have been monitoring my protein intake. Now don't switch off. I know I hear the word protein all the time, and it's for people who work out, it's for people who go to the gym. I don't need to think about my protein. That's exactly what I was like as well. But honestly, when I say to you, making these small changes, which I will talk about in a minute, has the biggest impact. So the little tweaks you do to your diet, which are not even noticeable, have such a big impact on your weight loss journey. Now we all know the impacts of having a high protein diet, lots of things to it, but what you need to know if you're on a weight loss journey is how it can help you lose weight. And doing these little tweaks like what I have done recently will honestly change the game for you. So yes, I have recently been upping my protein. I've been tracking it a little bit, because the strange thing is they don't talk about this at Slimming World, which is something I kind of don't agree with, because when you look into the benefits of it, not only health wise but also for somebody who is on a weight loss journey, the benefits of increasing it is crazy. It's got so many benefits to it. And honestly, I have noticed the difference. Like, I am not snacking. I am a big snacker, and I was finding that all I wanted to do was snack throughout the day, and that's why I was finding it so difficult to stop on plan. I'm fine with meals. I know what meals I should be having, but yeah, I was just finding that it was the snacking, or I'd get to the evening and my energy levels would be really low and I wouldn't want to cook, and it was just because I wasn't getting enough protein in my diet. Let me tell you about the few switches that I've made and the difference in protein. So I'm going to pop them on the screen as well, but I'm just going to get them up on my phone. So an average average breakfast for me and for a lot of people is sort of like porridge with raspberries made with milk, or you might have like overnight oats or something like that. So your 40 grams of porridge, raspberries, and sort of like 125 milliliters of milk. It's around about 9.2 grams of protein. Now what I made this morning was something very similar. So you've got your porridge oats, you've got your raspberries, but what I did is I obviously added the egg, I added a scoop of protein powder, which is optional. I added quark, and yeah, just adding those 3 different elements to it because they are all high in protein. It went from 9.2 grams of protein to 30.1 grams of protein. I mean, how crazy is that? By making a couple of switches, it can just really increase the amount of protein you're having. And honestly, when I tell you the difference it will make if you are struggling to stop on plan. So with Slimming World, they talk a lot about speed food, obviously your free foods. They do mention about protein and things like that. But it's always been very much like the first snack you'd go to is you'd go to a speed food. And the reason that is because the lowest dense calorie foods. So obviously you can eat a lot of them and you're not taking in a lot of calories, and obviously that's how you lose weight. But also you can eat that speed food and you won't necessarily feel satisfied. Obviously they're great because they do have a lot of nutrients to it. By just adding the protein to your snacks or meals, it's just going to keep you fuller for longer, and you're not going to be snacking through the day. Honestly, I know it seems so obvious, but I cannot believe the difference it's made. So I have been doing my weight loss journey on and off since January, and I have felt like I have been on and off because I have struggled to stop on plan, because sometimes I didn't feel satisfied. I wasn't sure why I was finding it so difficult, and this was the reason why I was finding it so difficult, because I just wasn't getting enough protein. My energy levels were feeling low, I was constantly hungry, I was constantly craving lots of different foods. And just making this switch has, yeah, it's just made such a difference. I'm not necessarily like tracking all my protein or anything like that, so I don't think that you need to do that. Just be conscious of when you are making your meals, making your snacks. Just think to myself, what could I add to this which is going to make it a little bit higher in protein? Obviously, if you're following the Slimming World like me as well, you still want it to be sin-free or low-sinned, and if you scan your food, it will come up as protein, or you can look on your food, look on the packaging and see what sort of grams of protein it's got. But it will make a huge difference. Yeah, and like I said, I'm not necessarily tracking it, I'm just being conscious of what I'm putting in my meals and what switches I can make just to make it a bit higher in protein, by switching your yogurt to quark, or like I did with my snack, having quark and yogurt together. It makes such a lovely combination as well. It just tastes like a mousse, like a lemon mousse. Definitely recommend that one. And with quark, it's so versatile. I know I talk about it all the time, but I had it in my dinner in the evening, so it can be savoury, and I also had it in my breakfast and my snack as a sweet dessert. So yeah, it's really versatile. Same with cottage cheese. That's something I newly introduced because I hated the thought of it, but I added it to my baked oats and it was delicious, and it added more protein. There was no extra sins in it. It just kept me fuller for longer. I really do hope you found this really useful, because it's something that I wish somebody had told me at the start of my weight loss journey, that it would make a difference, because I was concentrating so much on just filling myself with speed food that I was getting a little bit bored of it, and I found that it wasn't really filling me, it wasn't keeping me satisfied. Yeah, it is important to have that speed food, but if you are struggling like I was, try increasing your protein. So obviously I am still going to be following Slimming World because that's my weight loss journey and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the flexibility of it, but I am just going to be conscious of just trying to add extra protein to my meals. If you would like me to add the grams of protein as well as obviously the sins and things like that, while I'm doing my what I eat in a day, just let me know. If you're not interested, I won't do it. I don't want to kind of bore you with it, but it was just something that I found really interesting and that I found really helped me on my weight loss journey, and I wanted to mention it because if you are struggling, I hope that it would help you as much as I did, and I wish someone had said this to me at the start of my weight loss journey, because I may have been a bit closer to target by now. But anyway, that's everything from me today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Feel free to follow me on my Instagram, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.